1978, and a teenage girl relived the terrifying evening she and a friend ran home in tears, convinced they were being pursued by a UFO. Caroline Muncey, then 15, said the strange craft followed them until she reached a nearby house for help, at which point it suddenly vanished. The girl's ordeal began whilst walking home from a Saturday night disco in Wellingborough. Their experience is one of several unexplained sightings reported in the area that weekend. Caroline and her friend Mandy, 14, both of Vicarage Farm Road, first noticed bright lights in the sky. After a few moments, the lights disappeared and they continued along Queensway until Mandy looked back and screamed. She started running, Caroline said. I looked behind and saw the lights bathing the road. I ran too. I tripped and fell. It was right behind me, gliding over the bridge. It was getting so close. Desperate, Caroline ran to a nearby house and banged on the door. And as soon as I did, the lights turned upward and vanished into the sky, she said. I was terrified and crying. I came out in a rash all over my hands and arms. Caroline, who was a pupil at Breezehill School at the time, later drew a sketch of what she'd seen. She described the object as flipping upside down, its dome facing the ground before the lights went out. The man who answered the door, Mr. Les Stainer, said it resembled an old wartime bomber as it moved away. Around 9:15 p.m, 15 minutes before Caroline's sighting, Mr. Martin Batley of Irchester reported seeing a similar object whilst driving from Finedon to Wellingborough. It was delta-shaped, like a V, he said, enormous, with two white searchlights at the front and a green light behind, and it made a thin whining sound, hovered for 5 minutes and then shot off. Several motorists also stopped to watch, one of whom, he said, was really panicking. Later that evening, taxi driver Victor Angers of Milton Street in Higham Ferrers and his passenger Malcolm Young spotted what they believed to be a UFO hovering 300 to 400 feet above the Skew Bridge Ski Club. We pulled over to look, said Mr. Angers. It wasn't making any noise. At first we thought it might be a jump jet, but it would have been deafening if it were an aircraft. The object then accelerated towards Higham. Staff at the ski club had previously reported a similar sighting in December of 76. Meanwhile, members of Corby's Kingswood Community Association football team also claim to have seen a UFO during a Friday evening training session. Team member Jimmy Middleton said, "We saw a line of differently coloured flashing lights, far too big to be an aeroplane. It moved very slowly from Weldon towards Beanfield and took 7 minutes to disappear. 16 of us saw it at about 7 p.m.